Good afternoon and welcome to this demonstration on how to install ANOVA 471 devices, and it will also work with 415 devices. The idea behind these installations is to connect to the device with a specific site or tank on the Prognos system so it can be monitored properly. We are using the Lynx app, which is provided to you in conjunction with the Prognos website. The Lynx app is the application the phone app that we utilize to do the installations or, if necessary, the maintenances as well. Okay, so everything that one does on the app will be recorded as well on the site information in Prognos. The login details that you can see here, this is the login page, are generated by support and are the exact same details of those that you use in Prognos. In order to download the application, the download link can be provided by support or by your manager. So, as I said, you insert your provided details, login details. Username is usually your email address, and the password is the one that has been provided to you by support. So we click login, and there's the landing page. First thing that we need to see is the settings page over here. There are quite a few settings. Most important one is you might have to insert your phone number, but it also allows you to log out and change other types of information. In order to load the jobs that you might have available, you need to synchronize with the Prognos system. You can click the button there to synchronize, and it will take a while as it loads all the information. We just need to wait for it to finish, to load all the information related to the information on the site or the tanks or the customers that you'll be installing into. If you encounter any issues at any time, you can just click the button up top to contact support, or the other button in order to send an email. The email will send these logs, so if there is an issue, support might ask you to share this one via this button here. Currently, we have 3 types of statuses for the field operations. It's what we call the installation or maintenance jobs. We have scheduled ones which have not been started yet. We have field operations which are in progress. Apologies, in progress if they are not yet finished, and the closed field operations are field operations that are done but are pending synchronization to Prognos. So currently we have these 2 sites. These are test sites just for the purpose of this demonstration. The name of each site will be equivalent to the one that your manager or the person in charge will decide for each one of them. You click on them. We always recommend that you update the GPS, but first of all, I'm just going to explain. So the first line is the name of the site. This little house icon is the address. Okay. Currently, we already have GPS coordinates for this particular site, but if not, and you are already on site, we advise you to update GPS. You can insert them manually, or if you prefer, you can use the GPS coordinates of the device you are using, so the phone you are using. It will just take a little while for it to update. Let's just wait for that. Okay, so it is updated. Then we move back. I'll do it again. We click on the arrow here to move back and go back to the previous page, and we save the coordinates that we have received right now. So also you can have more information on the installation or contacts on the field that might be necessary. Your manager might deem important for you to have. So we click start in order to start the job. So you get a notification just to ensure that you are able to do the job or not. You can cancel the job if you are unable to do it. If you are able to do it, you click in proceed with job on the green button. You might have already the tanks. What we call measurement points are in fact the tanks that are on site. In this particular case, there are already 2 tanks that have been created previously to you initiating the job. But if necessary, you can add another tank on this plus sign here, and then just inserting the tank details. The description would be the name of the tank, for example, tank 3, since we already have 2 tanks active. And we would select the type of tank, so it would be a gas tank, and the type of tank. So in this case, most likely, perhaps you would see an horizontal tank or an underground tank. For this purpose, we will go for the horizontal tank, and the capacity of the tank, for example, 5,000 liters. Okay. The rest of the information does not need to be filled out. Most of them, it's an automated calculation. You click the floppy disk sign icon up top to save the tank. And there you go, the tank is set up. Next, we will need to create the units. In order to do that, this is the unit that we'll be installing today. It's the 471. We have a QR code, which is the most important part for this purpose. So we are going to click the plus sign, and you have an option here to scan the QR code. So that's exactly what we need to do. Okay. Then you'll get this information. Search for this particular device in Prognos. Yes. Okay. And everything is done. There's nothing else that needs to be done. It just needs to be saved on the floppy disk icon. If you need to keep adding units, you can just click the plus sign up here and go through the same process. We click on the green button, which says next, and we get to the part of the sensors, which is basically just connecting the specific unit to the tank. So we click on the plus sign. We will be selecting a specific tank to assign to this particular unit that we've added. So for example, the test 471, and all the information will be filled out for you automatically. We click the floppy disk sign again to save. In this particular case, we'll be getting a message up top saying that the other tanks do not have any unit attached to them. That's not worrisome for the purpose of this demonstration. So let's just move forward. Let's click the green button again. Next. And now, in order to finish, This would be the part where you would install the sensor on the tank and leave it there, perhaps, because we are going to need to validate the information sent by the device. So we need the correct readings of the tank. So we need to click here, and then we are going to click validate the connection. But first, we are going to use a magnet, which can be found on the bottom of the device. There is this plastic part which can be removed, and it will have already a magnet which you can use to activate. Or you can just use a regular magnet that you might have. In order to activate, this is very sensitive, but I'm going to just put it there. And if you can see the light, so the protocol should be, sorry, let me try to show you this properly. The protocol should be, you leave the magnet until you see a change on the way the light blinks. So this is already validated. Let me try this again. Okay, so now it's off. Let me put the magnet on again. So you leave the magnet until you see a double blink, like so. So it's double blinking, and now it's going to try and connect. When it's doing this, you can click validate, and now we just wait for it to communicate. The last light that you are wanting to see, proving that everything is okay, and if this does not show, it means that the device was unable to connect to the server, either because it doesn't have sufficient connection or it's faulty, is a continuous green light. If you don't see that continuous green light, then if that's not the last thing you see, then the device is not working properly. But in any case, if you also receive the value on the application, on the Lynx app, that should also prove that everything is working properly. So let's just wait. It might take between 30 seconds to 1 minute, depending on the connection or on how easy it will connect to the server. So on the application, we already have the reading, which, as you can see, it's at around 70%. That is correct, 71, we got 71. I was just wanting for it to finish doing its procedures. But while it's doing that, we can move forward on the app, not an issue at all. Because we need to also validate physically, see, it's the continuous green light, and that's it. That's the last thing it does. It means that everything is working perfectly. In here, you can see on the app, on the Lynx app, you can see that it asks you to insert a reading. That means it's going to ask you to check the dialer and confirm if everything is as it should be. We actually read 70%, which is a normal variation. 1%, it's absolutely fine. Inside the 2 to 3%, it's still considered a normal variation. If it's over 3 to 4%, if it's over those amounts, it's a large variation, and you might want to try with another device just to ensure that everything is okay. But if it's just a variation of 1 to 2%, everything is perfect. So it will say value is okay. That's brilliant. We click the green button again, and then the last thing it asks you to do is to so also, if you have several devices, you need to do this for each device as well. Last thing it asks you to do is to just provide some notes on the on the um, on the field operation that you just concluded. Um, so you add a reason. If it's a maintenance, you add a reason and you save it up top. If it's an installation, I don't believe you need to do this. And you can just write notes if you feel that that's important. Just write something here. Sorry. Okay. And finally, it will ask you to take 2 pictures to close the job. Now, you click the check sign up top. Now, this is just basically for control purposes and for the future. 2 pictures, we usually take a photo of the installation itself and perhaps the surroundings of the tank, just to ensure that if in the future a maintenance is necessary, we can find the tank, or it's basically a way to find out if everything is okay. Then we click the green sign to finish the job. That is it. And the job will show here under closed. Finally, we just need to synchronize again to load what we just did into the Prognos system. We click this button here and we'll wait for it to properly close. Now, if you want to read the logs itself, so you can see that currently it's starting to update the closed job. That's what it's doing. Uploading the pictures, everything is fine. And we didn't get an error. Again, if you get an error after closing the job, you can just click the share button or the contact support up top, and we'll be able to help you. And as you can see, the job that was previously closed has been uploaded into the system, and it's no longer showing in Lynx. All right, and that's the process of the installation. Afterwards, we would go to Lynx, validate everything. That's something that supports us without you having to worry about that. That is everything. The device will start communicating every day without an issue. So that is absolutely everything you need to do. Thank you very much for taking the time. Have a good day.